Hi, I'm Blake, and this is my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My childhood was pretty weird. My mom could be a little dramatic. She was either very happy or very sad. She would do cartwheels on the lawn just because the sun was out, and cry like a baby waving the trash goodbye on garbage day. On the first day of school, she strung balloons in my hair. Everyone made fun of me. This one boy, Sam, made a game out of who could pop the most of my balloons while they were still attached to my head. I went home crying. They're just jealous of you. You're the prettiest girl in your class. But I didn't like the way people looked at us and talked about my mom behind her back. I heard she serves candy for dinner. So irresponsible. That poor child, stuck with a crazy mother like that. I didn't want anyone talking about us like that. So I started dressing myself for school and packing my own lunch. I was super serious about my studies and tried to be as invisible as possible. But Sam made it his mission to make my life miserable.
Where'd you get that dress, loser? Because it's screaming for some color.
What did you do to your face, dingbat? Because it looks good enough to punch.
I didn't want to give kids like Sam more stuff to use against me, so I purposely didn't invite anyone to my 10th birthday. I have a surprise for you. Come out to the garden and see. My entire class was there. Mom dressed up as a clown and danced around. She even had one of those comically large flowers on her coat that squirted water on people. It was so humiliating. Everyone was laughing at her. It was so cringe that I ran to my room and refused to come out. Honey, what's wrong? Is your tummy hurting? Is it gas? Do you need to poop? Mom, please leave me alone. Oh, I guess it's the hormones. My little girl is growing up. Other than Sam always torturing me, life was going as well as it could. Years went by and I was acing my classes and even volunteering at the library when a transfer student from LA joined us in the middle of 11th grade. Kiara was something else. She had the most ridiculous hair and wore super bright colors in every shade. But somehow she thought I was the fascinating one. Why is your hair tied up so tight? Aren't you afraid you'll pull the skin right off your skull? Whoa, what's the prescription for your glasses? Are you legally blind? No, I'm not blind.
Yeah, she is. She uses echolocation like a bat. See? That's why she has massive ears.
Get lost, Sam. Oddly, it was our combined hate for Sam that brought us together as friends. We got closer over spring break, and Kiara told me about her parents, who both owned a tech company. They think I'm a weird hippie. We have nothing in common. I visited her house for dinner once. The place was so huge, I got lost twice looking for the bathroom. Despite what Kiara said, I thought her parents were awesome. They even had vegetables for dinner. What do you plan on doing after high school, Blake? I was hoping to study law at Harvard.
That's amazing. If only Kiara had some ambition too. Her only talent right now seems to be inhaling food.
Ugh, Dad. Honestly, I felt like someone had switched me and Kiara at birth and we ended up in the wrong families. Apparently, Kiara thought that too. I bet my parents wish they had you as a daughter and not dumb old me. See, that's the thing. I had succeeded in making everyone think I was this straight-A kid who didn't do anything ridiculous. But I had one dark secret. I was obsessed with mermaids, and I secretly drew comics about a mermaid archaeologist who discovered shipwrecks, and I never wanted anyone to find out. I felt bad for Kiara, so I invited her over to my place because I knew she and Mom would get along really well. Kiara, you're like the daughter I never had. Hello? I don't get it. How could a cool mom like you have a boring daughter like Blake? It's a mystery. Marshmallow stuffed cookies and pixie dust sandwiches for dinner? I was cleaning the dishes after dinner when I heard a squeal from my room, and I found Kiara going through my drafts. OMG, these are so cute. Who made them? Why are you going through my private stuff? Why are you getting so mad? It's not like you made these. Wait, you made these? Stop shouting, the neighbors will hear you. They should. These are awesome. Why don't you have these published? Do you really think they're that good? I'd pay serious money to follow the adventures of Memphis the Mermaid. Mom's always on the lookout for unique content like this. You could save up for Harvard with that kind of money. I don't know, Kiara. Just think about it, okay? I tossed and turned all night thinking about it. I'd built up a spotless reputation over the years, and no one could call me a freak anymore. Was I willing to risk all of that now? But what if it paid for my dream education? And suddenly, I had a great idea. The next day, I met Kiera in the library. I'm in, but I have a condition. You have to give the draft to your mom and say you made it.
Are you nuts?
No, think about it. Your parents want you to succeed, and I need the money, but not the fame or publicity. This could be a win-win for both of us.
Well, if you're sure.
The plan was a huge success. Kiera's parents were over the moon at her hidden talent, and the comic books were an instant hit. Kiera was called on all the morning shows and did a countrywide tour promoting the book. Back in school, she was suddenly this huge celebrity. Can you sign my copy, Kiera?
Do you like my Memphis hairstyle, Kiera?
Suddenly, Kiera didn't have time for me. She was too busy with her fans and new friends. I tried telling myself I didn't care, but a part of me was hurt and a little jealous. But wasn't this what I wanted? No one to notice me?
Smellogram.
Sam, you moron. I'm gonna end you.
Like your friendship with Kiera? That must have been rough. I guess I'm your only friend now.
You're not my friend.
Your words hurt me, Blake. Haven't I always made you smile and brightened your day?
You've made me think of several ways to end you.
See? I provide motivation and creativity. Now, how about as a thank you, you get me a date with Kiera?
Why was stupid Sam interested in Kiera? And why did I care? He was a pain in my butt, but he was also really good looking now. Why do you want to date her anyway?
Why do you care? Are you jealous?
As if.
Well, I want to date her because she's awesome. Have you read the comics? They're epic. I've heard several Hollywood producers are interested in the movie rights.
I pushed Sam away and walked off. It was my idea to put Kiera's name on my work, but I still hated every minute that she got glory when I knew I would have gotten shame for it. It just wasn't fair. A few weeks later, Kiera suddenly showed up at my house asking for new drafts. I need to publish teasers on my stories. Hi to you too, Kiera. I'm fine. How are you? I know, I'm sorry. I've been busy. You have no idea what a creative person's life is like. Sure, I have no idea. And I haven't had time to draw up anything new. Are you serious? You must have something. A sketch? An idea? Here's an idea. How about you do something yourself for once? What's gotten into you? You're the one who practically begged me to take the credit. And now you're acting like I stole the idea from you? You know what? You're right. It was a stupid idea, and I'm glad it stops now. No! What will I tell my parents? It's the first time they've thought I'm good at something. I don't see how that's my problem. You can tell them the truth, that you have no talent. You're a horrible person, Blake. I wish we'd never met. I felt terrible for all the hurtful things I'd said. Just then, Mom came into my room wearing a hollowed-out watermelon as a helmet. Is everything okay? I was already upset, but Mom's ridiculous hat made me ballistic. She was the reason people thought I was weird, and that made me insecure about my art. How can you ask that with that thing on your head? Geez, Mom, when will you act your age? I'm sick of being the adult around here.
Why are you speaking to me like this?
Because you're an embarrassment. I regretted my words instantly. Mom looked so deeply hurt that I wanted to hug her and apologize, but she immediately left. What had I done? Mom didn't kiss me goodbye the next day, and Kiera didn't show up at school. I skipped lunch and drew a quick outline for Kiera when a shadow loomed behind me.
Is that Memphis the Mermaid? You're the original artist?
Are you nuts? I was just copying Kiera's work. She's really talented.
Nah, I don't believe you. No one's that good at copying stuff. Wait till I tell the whole school.
What do you want, jerk?
Just the truth, actually. Why won't you take credit for your own work, loser?
It's because of you and other people like you. My whole life, you haven't missed any chance to ridicule me, and I've worked so hard to seem normal. I was afraid everyone would think I'm a dork or a freak for writing those comics. So, yeah, I asked Kiera to put her name on it, and now it's ruined everything, and I don't need you making things any harder for me. For the first time ever, Sam actually shut up and looked guilty.
I'm really sorry, Blake. You always seemed tough, and I never realized how much my jokes actually affected you. You're amazing, and you shouldn't have to hide who you really are because of me or anybody.
He leaned in and gently kissed me on the cheek before running off. What just happened? And why was my heart racing? After school, I went to Kiera's house, but I was in for a shock.
Kiera left for Japan this morning. I don't know what happened, but she was really upset and said something about not having any talent. She's gone to study anime drawing for a year.
I was heartbroken to learn that my words had affected Kiera so much. My best friend was gone, and she'd probably hate me for the rest of her life. When I got home, I was in store for an even bigger surprise. Mom was in a boring dress making a roast dinner with vegetables. Welcome home, Blake. I'm sorry for making your life tougher than it is. You're such a good, hard-working daughter, and I'll try my best to be like other moms. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said those things to you. I was so obsessed with being normal that I pushed away the two people I love the most. And you're awesome, just as you are. I told Mom everything that had happened with Kiera. People make mistakes, honey. Write to Kiera and explain everything. I'm sure she'll forgive you. Want to have chocolate cake for dinner? That sounds perfect, Mom. That night, I wrote an apology email to Kiera, but I never heard back from her. I still visited her parents once a week, and they'd tell me about her life in Japan, but I really missed having her around. Soon after, Sam asked me out and we started to date. He was still annoying, but he also knew how to make me laugh. A year flew by, and I started working on a new comic about a unicorn girl with rainbow hair and the habit of wearing every color at once. I was nervous about handing it to Kiera's mom for publishing, but Sam encouraged me, and she loved it. She said it reminded her of Kiera. My life turned upside down after the comics became a success. I sent Kiera a signed copy with a note saying it was inspired by her, but I never got a reply. One day, I was drawing in my room when there was a knock on my door. It was Kiera. Kiera, I'm so sorry. I was such an awful witch to you. I'm sorry too. I took credit for your talent without even thanking you. It was never going to last, and I'm glad it ended when it did. But I'm sad that our friendship got caught up in the mix. I needed to get away to figure myself out. I've missed you so much. I know, and I guess I missed you too. It was a novel about a prim librarian that looked a lot like me, cataloging in the mornings and hunting vampires by night. I guess I am very inspiring. Don't push your luck.